Before we start, take 1 second. Hit the subscribe button, drop one word in the comments that describes how you're feeling right now, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And stay with me until the very end, because what I'm about to reveal might just shift the direction of your entire year. And there's a surprise waiting for you at the end. Let's get straight into it. Every day, you wake up and face a world built to distract you. A world that rewards noise more than depth, appearances more than truth, attention more than authenticity. But behind all of that, behind every achievement you chase, every goal you dream about, every win you're fighting for, there is a version of you that nobody sees, a quieter version, a deeper version, a version that carries your fears, your hopes, your doubts, your hidden wounds. People tell you to work harder, stay focused, push through, but nobody tells you what happens when success exposes the parts of yourself you've been running from. Nobody tells you that your greatest challenges aren't outside you. They're inside you. Your ego, your insecurity, your doubts, your childhood beliefs, your hunger for validation, these are the things that shape your life more than any opportunity. This video is not about shortcuts. It's not about overnight success. It's not even about motivation. This is about understanding yourself so deeply, so honestly, that nothing, not success, not failure, not pressure, can break you. If you're still here, good. It means you're not afraid to go deeper, and that's exactly where we're heading. There's a moment in every person's life, usually long before we realize it, where we meet our first real monster. Not a creature in the dark, not a shadow in the hallway, but something much closer, something that grows quietly inside us. For some people, that monster appears the day they're told they're not enough. For others, it shows up the first time they fail and no one comes to help. And for many of us, it begins in childhood, in a moment so simple that we barely notice it, yet so powerful that it shapes the way we see the world. Maybe you remember that moment. Maybe it was the time someone told you you'd never succeed. Maybe it was the silence in your home, the silence that forced you to grow up too fast. Maybe it was a parent who tried but couldn't give you what you needed, or a parent who disappeared, leaving you to figure out life alone. These early experiences don't disappear. They hide. They follow you into adulthood. They whisper when you're trying to sleep. They pull you back when you try to move forward. And the truth is, you didn't ask for any of it. But here's what nobody tells you. Your first monster isn't your enemy, it's your origin story. Every hesitation you feel today, the fear of failing, the fear of being judged, the fear of not measuring up, it started there. But so did every spark of strength, every moment where you pushed through despite the odds, every step you took when you could have stopped. Life didn't give you those early challenges to break you. It gave them to introduce you to yourself. Think about the person you are today. Think about your grit, your resilience, your fire. Those traits didn't come from comfort. They came from survival. You didn't become strong because life was easy. You became strong because life demanded it. And whether you realize it or not, that first monster, the one created by chaos, by neglect, by criticism, by fear, forced you to build muscles most people never develop. You learned how to keep going even when you were tired. You learned how to stand up even when no one noticed. You learned how to dream even when your environment didn't believe in dreams. That monster didn't define you. It prepared you. Now the question isn't whether you have monsters inside you. The question is, are you ready to face the rest of them? Here's something most people never stop to ask themselves. Why do I really react the way I do? Not the surface answer, not the excuse you've practiced in your head, but the truth under the truth. Because every decision you make, every reaction, every outburst, every moment of doubt, comes from a system inside you that was built long before you were old enough to understand it. Think of it like a machine running in the background, a silent engine built from the rules you learned without knowing the beliefs you absorbed, without questioning the fears you inherited, without choosing and the wild part. Most of these internal programs weren't written by you. They came from your parents, your environment, your early failures, your early successes, the way people responded to you, the way you learned to protect yourself. Let's break it down. If you grew up feeling unseen, you developed a pattern. You must perform to be valued. If you grew up walking on eggshells, you learned, stay small to stay safe. If you grew up praised only when you succeeded, the lesson became, failure is danger. And if you grew up around chaos, your mind created the rule, control everything or lose everything. These rules don't disappear with age. They mature with you. They adapt. They blend into your identity until you think they are you, but they're not you. They're just outdated strategies your younger self created to survive a world that doesn't exist anymore. This is why you sabotage relationships without wanting to. This is why you chase achievements that don't fulfill you. This is why compliments feel temporary, but criticism feels permanent. This is why you hesitate even when you know you're capable. This is why you stay loyal to habits that hurt you. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect you, using instructions written decades ago. Take a moment and ask yourself, how many of my reactions belong to the adult version of me? And how many belong to the child who didn't feel safe? It's uncomfortable to admit it, but this awareness is what separates people who repeat their patterns from people who rewrite them. Because the truth is simple. Once you see the engine behind your decisions, you can finally take control of the steering wheel. Everything you've done until now makes sense. But what you do next, that's where transformation begins. There's a moment in your life, maybe you've never said it out loud, where everything felt like it was seconds away from collapsing. You remember that moment, not because it was loud, but because it was silent. That kind of silence where your chest feels heavy, where your thoughts spin too fast to understand, where your breath is there but somehow not enough. For some people, it happens at night, staring at the ceiling, replaying every mistake they ever made. For others, it strikes in the middle of the day, at work, in the car, surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone. And sometimes, it hits you after a win, not a loss. Right after achieving something you once thought would save you. That's the moment nobody warns you about. The moment after success, where you realize the applause didn't fix anything inside you. You still feel the same fears, the same insecurity, the same emptiness you felt before you got everything you wanted. Picture this. You're standing in a room filled with people who believe you're strong, confident, unshakable. They see the smile, the ambition, the work ethic. They see everything, except the truth. They don't see the part of you that feels like an imposter. They don't see the part of you that still hears the voice from childhood saying, don't mess this up. They don't see the part of you that's terrified someone will uncover the real you, the version you've been hiding for years. And you play the part well. You laugh at the right moments. You nod at the right comments. You look alive even when you feel hollow. But then the room empties, the door closes, and you're alone again. Just you and the monster you've been avoiding. This monster doesn't shout. It whispers. It whispers things only you can hear. You're not as good as they think. You're going to lose everything. You don't deserve this. You're still that same kid who wasn't enough. You've tried outrunning it. You've tried bearing it under productivity, perfection, and pretending. But it always finds you because it knows exactly where you're vulnerable. Here's the truth most people never admit. The moment you almost fall apart is the moment you finally realize you can't escape yourself. And it's in that moment, that raw, exposed moment, that your transformation truly begins. Not because someone saved you, but because for the first time, you stopped running long enough to face what's been chasing you. Let's be honest. You already know what you need to do. You've known it for years. You know when you're playing small. You know when you're lying to yourself. You know when you're avoiding the conversation, the decision, the responsibility, the dream. The problem was never clarity. It was courage. Every single time you wanted to change, a voice inside whispered, not yet. Not because you weren't ready, but because you were afraid of what changing would demand from you. Growth always asks for something, your comfort, your excuses, your old identity, your attachment to who you used to be. And here's the truth you've been avoiding. You can't transform your life while trying to protect everything that's keeping you the same. You want confidence? You'll have to let go of the stories that kept you insecure. You want success? You'll have to abandon the habits that kept you stuck. You want peace? You'll have to walk away from the chaos you normalized. You want a new life? You'll have to give up your old one, piece by piece. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before life convinced you to shrink. You're not lacking potential. You're drowning in hesitation. You're not unqualified. You're unpracticed. You're not broken. You're unexpressed. Listen carefully. Your transformation doesn't begin the day you feel ready. It begins the moment you stop waiting to feel ready. Read that again. Nothing in your life changes until you change. Not the job, not the relationship, not the money, not the opportunities. Everything outer is a reflection of the inner. If your inner world is chaotic, your outer world will always match it. If your inner world becomes disciplined, grounded, purposeful, your reality will bend to that foundation. Think of every great moment in your life, every step forward, every breakthrough, every decision that changed everything. None of it happened because you were fearless. It happened because, despite the fear, you moved anyway. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a decisive moment. This is that moment, right here, right now. The moment where the old version of you gets louder and the future version of you whispers, "Go." The question is simple. Which voice are you listening to? You've just walked through the places most people avoid. You've looked at the parts of yourself that have been hiding in the dark for years. And if you're still here, it means something powerful. You're ready. Most people never reach this point. They stay distracted, entertained, numbed, busy enough to ignore themselves. But you chose to listen. You chose to feel. You chose to confront what's been silently holding you back. And that choice is rare. Listen, you are not defined by the fear you carry. You are not defined by your childhood, your mistakes, your failures, or the moments you felt lost. You are defined by what you do next, by the person you become from this moment forward. You have more control over your story than you've ever realized. You can rewrite the patterns. You can outgrow the monsters. You can build a version of yourself you once thought was impossible. The only question is, will you take the step? If this message hit you, if it shook something inside you, if it made you see a piece of yourself more clearly, then don't leave without acting. Take 1 second right now. Subscribe so you don't lose this momentum. Like this video if it spoke to your soul. Comment 1 sentence about what you're ready to release or become. Share this with someone who needs this shift today. Your future self is waiting. Your next chapter is waiting. And you, exactly as you are capable of more than you think. This is step-by-step grind. And your transformation doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now.